Okay. Alright. So we're solving equations today with square roots in them. Who can tell me, raise your hand, how do you get rid of a square root? What's the opposite of a square root? Same?
You could do x times itself and 4 times itself.
Okay, or another way to say it is you square it.
Yeah.
Squares and square roots are opposite, so they cancel out. But if you square the left side, you need to square the right side.
16.
So x equals 16.
Yes.
If I plug that back in, does it work? Does square 16 equal 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
Okay.
this is pretty easy.
Here's the problem.
Don't.
There's something that's a little bit weird. Now, this is the answer, so just don't write down what I'm about to write down. If I use that same trick on this problem, what will happen?
We are positive.
I'll get x equals 16.
Again?
Is the square root of 16 negative 4? No, it is not. So sometimes when you use the square trick, you get an answer that doesn't actually work because negatives squared become positives. So really you should check and make sure it works.
What do you do if that happens?
This would be no solution.
Okay.
Or no, the book might have put no real solution, but I'll settle for no solution. They just put no solution.
How about an S?
Well, what's the symbol for no solution?
Oh, right there.
Don't. Hopefully nobody wrote this down.
Ghostbusters.
This is the actual number 1 right here. This is the real deal. All right, number 3. How many no solutions are there? Let me check.
Are there any even?
1 even and 1 odd.
How odd?
Will. No. Bad Will.
I didn't even do anything.
Yes, you did. You know what you did.
They're negative.
I know what you did, Les.
All right. What do you guys think for this one? What do I do first?
Square without negative.
The whole left side's under the square root. I'm just going to get rid of that square root by squaring it. And squaring the right side. What do you think the left side's going to become?
X plus 4.
Nope.
X plus 2.
X plus 2. Don't make it too hard.
Oh, wait.
Square and square root cancels out. 8 squared is 64.
66.
If I subtract 2,
62.
62. Does that work if I plug it in? 62 plus 2 is 64. Square root of 64 is 8. Shh, stop.
Would you just plug it into the like?
You plug it in and see if it actually works.
So you
Really, it's when you square the negative over here, that's a no-go. There's a few other.
What are you supposed to do with the negative? Hey, like number 4 is negative.
Number 4 is the same thing. Okay, number 5. All right, this is different than number 3. Let's put that down. Okay, I don't want to square the left side right now. Why do I not want to square the left side?
Because it's going to get annoying.
Because what would I have to?
3 also.
It would be a giant FOIL problem. It wouldn't get rid of the square root. So does anybody know how I'm going to avoid that?
No.
Anybody?
No.
Is that what you're about to say?
Minus 3.
If I minus 3, that'll fix my problem.
Wow.
So get the square root by itself first. Get the square root by itself first, and then we can get rid of it.
So if there's anything outside the box on the left side, you want to get rid of it before you do anything?
Yeah. If there's anything added over here, or maybe multiplied in front of the square root, just get rid of that stuff.
Okay.
And then when you square it, it just gets rid of the square root.
Don't like it.
So it's sort of
Does it
like
work? What's the square root of 36?
6.
Plus 3.
It's 9.
So yeah, it works.
magical.
Magic.
My number 6 is a decimal.
Yes. Number 7, x plus 5 equals 0. You guys might be able to do this one in your head without...
0.
No?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
What
wait.
do I do first?
Do things that be negative 5.
What do I do first?
Yeah, do negative.
Square it. Why am I not minusing 5 first? Because it's in the square root, okay?
Yes.
So I just square, I get x plus 5 equals 0. 0 squared is 0.
Yep.
So x is negative 5.
Yep, I called it. I didn't have to work. So good.
A number.
Does that work if I plug it back in? Negative 5 plus 5?
Yeah.
0,
yes.
what's the square root of 0?
0.
0.
Wow.
Zara.
A number 8, would you divide by 2?
Whoa. He says, oh my gosh.
Okay,
Tormented for the rest of
yeah, you would divide by, no, you divide by 3. Number 9. Okay, on number 8,
Divide by 3.
on number 8, what do you think that 3 out in front is doing?
It's probably talking to Joe.
It's multiplied to the square root.
So you divide by
So your first step is to divide by 3, and then you square both sides. Number 9, x plus 5 plus 5 equals 7.
Well, I was talking about the 2r.
Do you subtract 5 first?
Would you divide by 2 after you divide?
That'd be like
Minus
the last
5,
step.
right?
is
Minus
divide by
5,
2.
right?
You get rid of the square root first. Okay,
Would you
I'm talking about. Yes, we want to get the square root by itself. So yeah, minus 5, that would fix that. So 2, now what?
Then you
Square,
Square it to get rid of the square root. X plus
and then
5
minus 5.
equals 4 minus 5.
Negative 1 equals x.
Why do you say it backwards, Sam?
Why are you so hostile?
Okay,
Why is
if
it-
I
it
plug
says
that
it
in,
back-
does it work? Negative 1 plus 5 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 plus 5 is 7.
Wow, that's.
Okay, that's 5.
Okay, the reason I'm doing that is because, remember I said 2 of these don't work. 2 of these are no solution. Well, one odd, one even. Number 11. Shh, guys, hush. 2 minus square root of x equals negative 8.
Plus 2.
Nope.
Minus
Minus 2.
Oh, you're so stupid.
It was
So,
wrong.
what's on the left side?
negative.
Negative square root of x, negative 10. What do you think now?
Can we just make them both positive,
What about that?
please?
Times negative 1.
If you multiply by both sides by negative 1, what happens?
Negative go away.
Makes it positive on both sides.
So x equals 100.
That's
So you square it,
1 honey.
x equals 100.
1 honey.
Does that work? What's the square root of 100?
10.
What's 2 minus 10?
Negative 8.
Negative 8, it does work.
Oh, you were checking. Oh no. There's more steps.
Not fear.
Number 13, solve and check, same directions. I think it's just B section, you know,
It's
is
just more
a
stuff.
little harder.
So would we do? Would we make that 10 and then subtract?
Minus 7,
10.
minus 3.
Yeah. Should we make?
So,
it?
okay,
Or is it
we got a big
divided by
mess here.
3?
If this was the problem,
Oh, it is divided by
okay, if this was the problem, what would we have done?
3. Minus 7.
Minus 7 and
Oh, so you do
Divided
divide by 3. So we're going to start the same way. Minus 7, divide by 3, then we're going to get rid of that square root.
Okay.
the step.
That's confusing.
Oh man.
Because it's the first time you've seen it. Minus 7,
Oh wait, no, this isn't.
I'll try those evens.
you guys know negative 14 minus 7?
Negative
Negative
24.
Now what?
Divide by 3. Divide by 3.
Divide by
Negative
3.
7. Be x.
Now what?
Oh, wow.
And then we'd
Square it.
X equals
square that baby. So x minus 2 equals 49.
Oh my gosh, you run too
And plus 3. X equals 52. Let's
Oh.
I'm so smart. Sometimes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm Fozzie.
Oh.
What are you, a puppy?
Probably.
something's about to go down. Will you celebrate?
12 is like 13.
Actually,
Simpler.
it's fine.
And then 4 times.
Oh,
We'll never let that
4
go.
times.
Nor give
You
up.
Nothing minus.
After you subtract 5, you square both sides to get rid of the square root. Alright, does 52 work? Okay, guys, listen. Shh. What's 52 minus 3?
49.
What's the square root of 49?
7.
Times 3
21.
plus 7.
28.
nope.
Okay, so we got an answer that didn't work because
We did all that work.
it,
Kid, no solution.
so the answer is no solution. You can write no solution or you can use the
After all
same.
that work.
Imagine doing all that work just to
A small price. to
No
pay.
solution is an answer.
small. I'm sorry.
Okay, you do need to show your work, yes. Number 15.
What? You never do that.
We always do that, it's not new.
Somebody be.
Shh.
I think it's true.
Will, how many times do I have to tell you guys that?
Oh,
Every day?
minus the 5.
Minus the, yeah, it's just like the last one. This one's actually gonna work though.
Alright.
Minus the 5, because, I know it's gonna work because this is not negative, and when I do this stuff, it's not gonna turn negative.
We got
So
6.
it's
We got
just
6.
like a regular problem, but with more stuff.
Now what?
Oh.
Guys,
Divide the 2.
Keep adding it.
Oh my gosh. I literally
So, y
And then you square it.
minus 3 equals.
At this point, you should be able to do half the problem by yourself.
121.
121.
So 124 equals. But I.
Plus 3? 124.
Shut up, man.
Trey's so funny. Trey's so funny. The heck was that? Sounded like two fishes like clapping against
Jasmine, I didn't say you could move.
Have you done that?
They're back. What? Still.
But you will.
You might have, well, no, I probably
The
wouldn't.
teacher
They're back.
card.
If you don't ask, you're definitely not going to move. Yeah, throw it there. Good. Alright. Let's plug that in and make sure it works. Even though I already said it. 124 minus 3 is 121. Square root of 121 is 11. Times 2 is
It's
22.
do it.
Plus 5 is 27.
It is. Wow. You're good at math.
Are you
It's like
now?
you're a math teacher or something.
Really?
Okay, 17. Almost there.
Don't try those evens.
14 minus square root of x minus 3 equals 10. Emily, what do I do first?
The work is done.
No. Minus 14.
And this is a color.
14 is basically added, it's like 14 plus negative x minus 3. So to get rid of positive 14, you take away 14.
Negative 4, and then you
This one?
divide them by
Yes.
1.
So it'd be.
Divide by negative 1 or just switch the sign. So x minus 3 equals 4. Now what?
Squareables.
Square 'em.
So
X minus
16.
3 is
X plus X equals 19.
16.
plus 3
Good job.
equals 19. Good job, brain.
If
Right,
I
what
plug
did I do first?
19 back in, I get 19 minus 3 is 16.
So yes.
Square root of 16 is 4. 14 minus 4.
Is 10.
Let's go, Ninja.
Number 20 looks really weird.
20, yeah.
Oh man.
We're getting getting the party started.
I have a
Um,
mood disorder.
You
Brittany,
should
leave me
do one
alone.
with us. Coach
I will
Dixon.
do the first step with you. And then not.
And then let you.
But we
I
still
think
got.
it's a hard problem like 20.
So, plot minus 12.
When is that saying gonna end?
Negative 5.
Whenever
Divided by
What's
negative
that?
4.
Imagine.
Which is
Oh.
no control.
Alright, these are kind of all the same, aren't they? What should I do first?
Minus 12.
-12.
minus 5.
Oh, this one's
It's not nice.
not pretty.
No,
What do I do now?
So you got it.
Divide by negative
What's -5 divided by -4?
1.
5, 7, wait.
It's 5/4, right?
What? Is it just me or X minus 3 been the thing for like the past 15, bro?
Yes, and that's the answer. Alright, now what?
Square it,
Square.
so 25 over 16, bro.
Yeah, when you square a fraction, remember multiplying fractions, you just do top times top, bottom times bottom. So really it's just 5 squared and 4 squared. So it's 25 over 16. Plus 3. You can do that on the calculator. 25 over 16 is also 1 9/16. So if
Can
you
I just
add,
leave it as a fraction?
so if you add that, it'd be 4 9/16. You can leave it improper, yeah.
Thank you. So then it's just 325 over 16 if you don't change it.
No,
And we're done.
no, you can't have an improper inside of a mixed number.
Carter has a powerful computer.
Got it.
It doesn't work.
If you just plug that in your calculator,
I mean, well, you can check the answer with it. You have to, like.
So X is 4, right?
4 9/16 is the mixed number version. 73/16. Okay. 20. You guys ready?
Oh shit, we're not together?
No. We're doing the first step together. Looks a little bit different than all the rest, right? Anybody have an idea? Want to guess?
Minus 26 plus 13. What?
No, you do plus 13 on both sides.
Okay, you could plus 13. That's fine. That's not our main issue though.
We just do them separately and then we can just do.
Oh my.
All I did was add 13.
I know, but I literally looked back up and I got like a paragraph.
Most of it's just the original product.
Minus 5. Wait, no.
It would be quicker if I got my x's. Remember when you have x's on both sides?
Minus
You get rid of them on one side?
minus 2.
What do you think that's going to be?
3
3 squared of x? Now we're getting into familiar territory. Yeah. I went farther than I thought it was going to.
Territory.
So now we square it.
No,
Minus 3.
no.
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3.
Divide by, oh.
X is not 13. Square root of x equals
That's
13.
what I think.